Right now, we're hearing the sheriff's department use a megaphone to try to talk to a person inside of a home. It sounds far off in the distance, but what I can make out is they say, "This is the sheriff's office. You need to call back on the phone." And this time we're talking about organizing those troubled areas in our homes. So Jeffrey, you pinpointed probably one of my most difficult spots. Tupperware is like my enemy. This is the Great Lakes biplane. So tell me a little bit about it. It's an open cockpit plane. Inside of the store, they have so many different great items that you can check out once they do their ribbon cutting at 9 a.m. But Dave's out here with us this morning to show us some of that axe throwing. I'm going to call this your redemption round.
That's right, yeah.
Those guys had some interesting moves, we'll say, but I like to leave it to the professionals, the Radio City Rockcats. Tracking a developing story out of Fargo, where police are looking for a man who held up a gas station. Officers were called out around 8:30 last night to Casey's General Store off 13th Avenue South near Target. In today's Healthier Me, we've had a number of snowstorms hit us this winter, but this time as the weather warms up and the rain comes into the mix, the snow becomes heavier, which could affect shovelers. Also breaking this noon, a South Dakota sheriff's deputy who was shot in the arm early this morning has been released from the hospital.
The only words I saw was, "Congratulations, Bryn, you're going to Korea," and I didn't read any further than that.
At just 17 years old, this Moorhead athlete and Olympic fanatic is headed to Pyeongchang after applying for a grant with hundreds of others.
I applied for this grant, and it's through a team in Utah that I ski for sometimes. And we waited way too long, and then my mom got the email first.
I was gonna call her, and I was like, nope, I want her to see this email first. And I held my phone, and it was like within seconds she called me screaming to where I couldn't even understand a word she was saying. She was just screaming, "I'm going, I'm going, I'm going."
Bryn will soon be on the same slopes as Lindsey Vaughn and Michaela Schifrin, but not to compete.
We are skiing with Korean kids, and so for 3 days we ski with Korean kids, and just kind of, we're there to show them that you have a life even though you're disabled.
A car accident broke Bryn's back at just 7 years old, but the injury hasn't broken her spirit or her strength. She skis for 2 teams, one in Utah and one in Colorado.
We do the same races as like regular Olympians would do, so we do slalom, GS, Super G, and downhill.
First time, Bryn ever skied was through Hope Incorporated and down in St. Cloud that they put her in a monoski, and it's scary because she's balancing on one ski. But when you watch her now, like we went skiing this last weekend with my daughter up in Michigan, and she is so fast, we can't keep up with her, and she just flies down, and people are just watching her because she's amazing on the snow.
And she'll pass along those skills to young Korean kids.
She's amazing, and so I think just even seeing that, look what she can do, and she's 17, she's been doing this since 2010, these kids have the same ability to do that, and maybe in their time compete in the Paralympics at some moment.
And the Olympics is Bryn's goal.
Hopefully 2022, the Beijing Olympics.
We told the family that they better start saving their money. We got 4 years, because if she goes, we want to go as a family. We want to be there with her. A lot of people have been excited to see not only ice sculptures like behind me, but also go and stand inside of snow globes shaped like footballs. But some of the things that they were seeing left them scratching their heads, like, what is ski joring?
Ski joring is basically skiing behind your dog, and they're pulling you, but you're actually a team working together. And so not only is he pulling, ideally you want to be skiing with him and be as efficient as possible, so you guys can do your thing, go train, go get a workout, and the dogs love it.
And you have Guinness here. Is this who you're usually racing with? Because you have quite a bit of experience.
Yeah, I got him a couple years ago. He's my main dog now that I've been racing. And he came from Norway. I actually went to Norway to get him from the #1 breeder in the world.
Wow.
And so he's got a good pedigree.
And let's talk about this team. So Dallas, you guys have been on Team USA. So let's talk about that team.
Well, you go through a selection process during the year of how you compete in races, and then the organizing body selects a team that goes to the World Championships, and there's one in the summer and that for what they call dry land, and then another one in the winter. Happens every other year, and we alternate between North America and Europe.
And so let's introduce people to your dog too.
Well, this is Comet. Comet's from Alaska. That's her line of dogs, and she spends most of her time as a family dog. Actually, she's mostly pointer. We call them a Eurohound, but they're the sled dogs, and they're all bred differently for different uses, but they're all for sled dog pulling.
Now I have to ask, since you said that this is a house dog, now could anyone at home watching train their dog to be a ski joring dog?
Yes, the best thing is if your dog likes to pull on the leash and doesn't want to stand next to you, that's a skijor dog. And that dog's saying, I want to go run. So get it a proper harness so it pulls from the shoulders rather than neck. And you can get a bungee harness. My son goes out longboarding on the bike path with this dog, and I go skiing. I go running with her in the summer. It's, she's just just like any hunting dog, likes to be in the house and hang out with you, except instead of retrieving birds, she likes to run.
Yeah, and pull you along. Well, here's what people have to do is they'll have to train their own dogs and then make it become a more popular sport. And of course, guys, there's so many different things that are happening, and things are also changing. So on that hill, they not only had the skijoring happening, but then afterwards they had some bikes with fat tires on them. People were riding up and down the hills. The other day they had people tubing down them, where people walking around here on Nicollet could actually go and tube down them. And again, it's something so fun to see, something you might not even have known about. And Kyle, I don't know if Fred could do skijoring.